The following program was paid for by Southern American Media.
Fox 30 welcomes you to Meridian's favorite TV personalities and three-time CMA nominees for Broadcast Personality of the Year. Welcome to Mornings with Scotty Ray and Debbie.
Good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray, along with Debbie, who is off this morning, who is getting a little attention there. She's at the doctor today, and I do hope Deb gets to feeling a little bit better.
That's right. Hope she gets her voice back and be able to come back and enjoy her time here on the show.
Well, Odie's back with us.
Fun.
Yeah, this is day number 2 here.
Yeah, having a good time. Then all of a sudden I looked up and there's Greg on the screen over there.
And what he means by that is, I don't know if everybody knows Greg Chatham or not, but he owns a little fireworks stand down in the Clarkdale area. And, well, we've caught a picture of him. And let's just go ahead and throw Greg's picture up. Whoop,
Doing what
Greg.
he does best.
Mule in the roadway, folks. Now, with all seriousness, be careful on Sam Lackey Road as you're on Russell Tompton Road in between there and Rainbow Lakes. What's the donkey's name?
I don't know.
Is it Greg or just Fred or?
I just named him Greg.
Okay, but y'all look out.
We'll keep. If you see him, just holler Greg and see if he looks at you.
But y'all be careful. A donkey sometimes can walk out in front of a car. We don't want that to happen to you.
And they are a solid animal, and it could very well hurt you.
Livestock is not good. I've seen cows. I had a good friend that, I was going, there's a cow, and he didn't slack up, and next thing you know, it was boom. Those happen. Horses are bad. That happened outside of Scuba not long ago. A horse got out and was hit. And we certainly don't want any livestock hurt, or you.
Exactly. And it will tear up your car, and especially a horse with some high legs, it could come inside the vehicle with you.
Yeah. And a good mule is hard to come by. So if you're looking for your mule, we know about the location of where it is.
So go pick him up.
Festus is the only cowboy that I've ever known that rode a mule and a donkey in a Western. Or maybe was it two mules for Sister
Sarah.
With Clint.
Yep.
But as far as a TV show,
maybe it was Festus.
Festus is it, isn't it?
Yeah. That's the only one I can remember.
Because it just wasn't cool. It didn't look as cool as Matt did on that.
Oh, no. When old Dylan had his nice horse. Yeah. Poor Festus. But it did match him a little bit.
Oh, Ken Curtis. He was
man.
He was a great actor because he didn't actually talk that way. He could fool you there.
The chief deputy.
Yes, sir.
So he had it going on.
And at some point, I don't remember when Newley kind of took over. Newley was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Dennis Weaver drug his leg right. And he was on there when the show started. And he started, if you'll remember, I always drugged the leg. Yeah. In his mind, he did that so when the show started that people wouldn't confuse him with Matt. Now, in my mind, I would never get the two confused looking at the show.
No. So, that don't make a whole lot of sense. Maybe that's an actor's study.
But John Wayne picked him for that part. They wanted John Wayne to play Matt Dillon, and he goes, I'm not right for it. But this old boy here that works for me, he's been in a few movies, would be perfect. He even done the opening credit for the very first Gunsmoke of, hey, folks, tonight we're going to watch Matt Dillon, my friend James Arnaz. And pretty cool to look back.
There.
Yeah, 25 years of that on television.
Wow.
He always done the right thing, stood for what was right, justice, and that's what I like in life.
And that's the shows that teach a lesson all the way up through the Brady Bunch. Leave it to Beaver.
Yeah.
But you don't have anything like that nowadays. Nowadays, it's
below
how to
deck.
be 16 and raise a child. Yeah. How to be 14 and raise a child. It's crazy.
It's awful there. Yesterday we were talking about things that we do as kids, and I went to eBay, and I tried to find this so you could make this up as you ruined your sister's Christmas.
I guess I'll have to pay romance for it.
Although I couldn't locate the actual bottle to buy her a new one, we did find a picture of what she lost so many years ago as Odie was a youngster doing his sister up.
That's right.
There it is.
Charlene, that's all for you.
Farrah Fawcett shampoo.
Get a good look at it because you're not going to see it anymore.
I honestly did not know that they made Farrah Fawcett shampoo. I mean, past the T-shirt, it didn't really matter.
Yeah. Well, not besides us wanting to look at it. The women wanted to look like her.
And you know what we're going to do? I hadn't got my hands on it, and my wife years ago bought me the shirt, but I'm going to add to the studio because it's a piece of Americana. I think we need the Farrah Fawcett poster added to the wall in here somewhere.
It would fit.
I think so.
Yep.
We just got to find one.
Well, we can find one.
I don't know
if I've got mine still at Mama's house.
And I was sitting here thinking that. Is it still on the back of my door in my closet at my parents' house?
It's got to be around there somewhere.
And I just don't know.
I'm going to go see Mama and say, look, I need to go look in my old room. What are you looking for? My Farrah Fawcett poster. I threw that away a long time ago.
And my mom kept saying she needs to put on some more clothes.
That's back in the day we wasn't supposed to see that.
That's right. And that was really the first time, probably publicly, that we had ever seen that much, if you know where I'm going with that.
Yeah. I think that's why Daddy come in my room all the time. He couldn't hang it on his wall. Might as well hang it on mine.
Come on into Odie. Let me go see my son. It's going to be windy today. Before I throw this up, I want to go ahead and say, yes, I know there's a misspelled word because, well, it was early and I mistyped and I hadn't fixed it. So before we look at this, just know that I know that. But it is windy today. Here on the Mississippi side, we're going to have gust, Odie, as you see there, anywhere from 30 to 40 miles an hour with sustained winds of 25.
If you've got some outdoor furniture, put it inside or anchor it down, do something so it's not blowing around your yard, hit your house, bust a window. Just be on the lookout.
I've already started getting texting to it. They call this skirt day at the courthouse, and where people start lining up at 10:30 to see ladies walk in when the wind catches the dresses and throw it over their head.
You'll see the old men sitting around with a cup of coffee on those park benches now, and they'll be there for a while today.
That happens.
Yeah.
But God bless them. It's got to be embarrassing when something like that does happen, and you can't stop it. That wind comes along, and whoof.
You got to know what it's going to do. These folks wear that because they know what's going to happen.
Odie, this was some 20 years ago. I was in Jackson, Mississippi, and I was with a friend, and we were going for work, going to get a computer part. And we get out of the car, and the lady next door to us, I guess, was trying to tuck her shirt in the back of her skirt. Somehow or another, she tucked her skirt in her pantyhose. And she's walking in front of us, and the old boy that was with me was trying to be nice. And so he just reaches up and tugs her dress, and she turned around and hauled off and slapped him.
Had to give you a
She had
black eye.
no idea because it did look awkward.
He was just trying to, well, at least, he could have gotten 2 black eyes.
He could have.
Hit him again when he tried to put it back.
Oh, boy. But that was just one of those things in life that you never forget, that hand coming around. And
you were just trying to do something.
Right. I sure am glad I was 2 or 3 links behind him. Oh, boy.
You'd have gotten hurt too, wouldn't you?
Yes, I would have. Now, what I'm not sure of is if we can fit everything in this morning that has gone on in the Meridian and surrounding areas within the last 24 hours, because it is a lot that has gone on.
You've been extremely busy here.
It has been.
The last 24 hours.
It's been one thing after another. We're going to get into that here in just a second to let you know what happened, what's going on, to keep you up to date with the very latest with what happens in our community. We'll be right back as we kick off this Wednesday morning. It's Hump Day. Scotty Ray and Debbie. The Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville is passing along these great savings this week. Florida strawberries only $2.99. Fresh blueberries $2.99 a pint. Red, yellow, or white onions 99 cents. Cuties or halos 3-pound bag for only $5.99. Large tomatoes $1.79 a pound. And refreshing Coca-Cola products 6-pack half liters only $4.69.
And we're down home, down the street, Piggly Wiggly.
Rock House Gun and Pawn is open Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. Lots of different calibers and brands to choose from when it comes to hunting rifles. Whether you're looking for a new pump shotgun or an AR, the Rock House will have the gun that you need. With a huge selection of ammunition for just about any caliber that you may be looking for. Pistols, scopes, and a whole lot more. Plus a private lobby for your confidentiality when it comes to your pawns. Rockhouse Gun and Pawn, located at 5430 Highway 19 North Meridian.
If it is time for another car or truck for your family, see our friends at Interstate Auto. They're located on North Frontage Road in Meridian, just down from IHOP. They offer bank rate financing. All applications are accepted with over 14 years in business, and they offer you a fair price. Open Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. and Saturday 9 until 2. Appointments available after hours as well. Remember, all roads lead to Interstate Auto, 802 North Frontage Road, Meridian, 601-483-6977.
Jackson Flowers has been a part of the Meridian area for a little over 60 years now. Now, they've moved to a new location on Highway 19 North, just 2 miles north of Walmart. You could be looking for that perfect thinking of you gift, or maybe it's just a happy you need, whether live or artificial, no matter what the need is in your family. Whether it's a birth to your time of need, Jackson Flowers is there for you. Drop in and visit with them again, Highway 19 North, just 2 miles north of Walmart. Jackson Flowers, for all your needs. And welcome back. I'm Scotty Ray along with our special guest, Odie. And to the correction department we go. My wife just called us to let us know that there was a mishap in our very first news story this morning. You didn't
We were
catch
so
it.
concerned about Greg and his well-being. I need him at work today.
All I can say is, whoops, it's right in one place and wrong in the other. But yeah,
All the letters are there.
yeah, right. Mule is spelled wrong. Sorry
But
about
nobody
that.
caught it. Our minds corrected it, and we read mule in the roadway.
Whoops.
Been a busy day.
It has been. So y'all forgive the mule that was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah.
Let's get into what has gone on in the Meridian area in the last 24 hours. Let's head over to 20th Street last night. This was... the folks have run up on some ammo, is all I can tell you as we begin this journey of what's going on over the last 24 hours. Gunfire on 20th Street and Royal Road. Now, in this particular place, there was no one hurt, but gunfire was heard and seen in the area. The Meridian Police Department responded to that.
That area is usually it's a high traffic area for this type of.
It's a lot of pistol play in that area.
Yeah, a lot of gunfire in that area.
Gunplay, is that the word?
Gunplay, that's right.
Gunplay. We also moved to our next location to where there was gunfire, 27th Avenue. And at first I didn't post this, and then I had 3 people contact me and said, absolutely, gunfire happened there last night. This was around midnight where this took place. The 27th Avenue area, the 3300 block. Gunfire there. Police did respond. Now, to my knowledge, no one was hurt or injured in this incident. If you lived in that area, I'm sure it woke you up. You can't help but be woke up by that.
Yeah, and that's the last thing you want to hear that early in the morning is a bunch of gunfire close by your home.
Right. Now, for those of you that live on 31st Avenue, it was no better for you either. You felt this as we go here to take a look as we have gunfire on 31st Avenue and 10th Street. Again, the same situation, Odie, where no one was hurt, no one was injured, but it was a lot of gunplay that happened in that area also last night. Thank heavens that no one was injured.
Yeah.
But again, we do need all of this to stop as we move to our next story. As we get more gunfire. Now, the Meridian Police Department, let's just be honest about this, the second shift that works that 6 p.m. to midnight didn't catch a breath last night. Honest to goodness, did not.
You know, and that's, we need more men and women with the police department. The officers are doing everything they can do. But when you get called to all these gunfires, you can't do anything else.
That's right.
When you are so low with the amount of officers that you've got, that they're on these other calls, when something else happens, it's just...
It takes a few minutes to get there.
The next unit that's able to go, we need you to go over here. Being stuck in these different areas where you have to get called out to, you're taking people away from patrolling. And that patrolling and showing presence is where you get a lot of deterrence from.
That's correct.
But until we get our police officer staff built up, and whatever reason we don't have enough officers coming through, that's something that we need to look at. And let me throw this plug out here. Anybody that wants to do this, if you'll go to the Meridian Police Department on the 4th Monday of every month at 6 p.m. and go in there and say, hey, I want to do my part. I'd like to help. you can become part of the Meridian Reserve police officers.
Really? That's how that
and
works?
make a presence. That's right. Now, there's a background check, and you'll have to go through some school and to really be.
So if you've done something
officer,
wrong, this is probably not the ideal.
Probably not.
Like if you got to say a
Yeah.
warrant out for you, this is not the job to do.
I wouldn't show up there to do it. Because they're going to find you. But you do have to become certified. So
Okay.
you are a certified police officer on a part-time basis. You can't work full-time, but you can work 20 hours a week. And that's a way to give back to the community, and it's putting more men and women out on the streets, and it's giving a presence out there.
I bet there's a
that's
lot of
helping.
people that don't realize that you can actually do that. You're not full-time, but you do give enough to help out to where it deters.
Right, and that's where a lot of our officers come from when it comes to these downtown parties. And you show, all of a sudden you see a high presence of police, and that's what it are. They are police. They can arrest you. They have that power, but they are there to help and assist, and we need more.
And the benefits of it, you get to play with the handcuffs later.
Yeah, you get to take.
Don't
them
lose the
home.
key.
Yeah, don't lose the key. Because we have to take pictures of why we needed that key. It's an investigation at this point.
Things happen, folks. Things happen.
Yeah. So yeah, be a part of it. Go down there and do it. I'm part of it. You stuck my name in the hat.
Well, that's good. I'm glad. I didn't know that you did that.
Yeah. So I don't do a whole lot because a lot of stuff that
busy.
it does, it's along with this, but I felt, hey, I can at least be a part of a possible solution.
And if you'd like to know more about this, call over and talk to you. You would explain it, and that's really helps a lot of having somebody that's been there, done that, explain, all right, this is what you would really do. And this may be a way to help out in a time that we really do need that extra help.
Yep. Let some of the full-time go out and work these scenes, and then the rest of us can go out there and fill in and patrol, and let's take this city back. Let's not let this city take us. Let's take this city back.
Maybe you live over on 34th Avenue. You think, I'm tired of this every night. Well, you might also be one that needs to join that as we pull this up. This was the scene yesterday afternoon. No damage, but gunfire overnight, 13th Street, 34th Avenue. Now, I don't know if everybody's counting how many of these we've had. And so far, we're just up to the ones that, were just shots. Let's move forward now into a new territory to where things were damaged last night as we pull this up. As we go to the 300 block of 45th Avenue. Again, this is going to be Highway 19. Let's click on this to where everybody can see. This is Highway 19 like you're going to College Park. This will be just due east of there over by Hooper Street. A white car going through the neighborhood. Gunfire coming out the windows. Believed to be a Ford Fusion, a white Ford. Now, again, things drive by, and the people that were talking to me went by fast. And they go, that's the best I could describe the car. But that happened. I even had somebody mention to me yesterday that said, you really maybe ought to look in, and being all seriousness of having a Scotty Ray alert of when things like this happen, because this went on for like 2.5 hours of putting out, be on high alert. We've got people that are shooting in the streets. Now, let's move to our next one. And again, this was a home that was struck. Now, think about that. You're sitting in your home, a drive-by shooting, and it hits your home. Now, no one was injured.
But could have turned out worse.
We had same block. 10 minutes later, 2 other houses hit. Let's pull this up, Odie, and look at this. This would happen in the, if I'm looking at that right, hang on, I can't read. Is that the 3600 block?
3600 block.
Of Hooper Street. Just blocks away from the other shooting. Let's make this a little bit bigger there. But it was 2 homes within probably 10 houses apart. They got hit with gunfire.
That's got to be some type of retaliation going against. They were looking for someone.
That's right.
And at that point, they don't care who, what, where, when, and why. They're out there to go after that one person, and if it means slinging a bunch of bullets, that's what they're going to do.
That's exactly what happened.
It's taken too many years for our area to realize and to come out and say, yes, excuse me, we have a problem. We have a gang problem. Well, everybody knew that we've had that for a while, and now it's just continuously getting worse. And if you see something, say something.
That's right. I can't tell you how many times I've bumped into police. They said, well, we arrived, but no one saw anything. And there was 25 people sitting there.
And watched the whole thing, and 8 of them's got it on their phone.
Now, let's be honest about this also. As I say that also, they don't want to have retaliation against them is why they didn't see anything.
Scared to death.
We well know that there was a gentleman in his 80s who had retaliation, who spoke up and was attacked, his home shot into. That happened where? Meridian, Mississippi.
Yeah, it's got to be scary. No one, excuse me, I got a frog this morning myself. No one that...
Better than a mule.
Better than a mule. I mean, these guys right here have no care in the world. They're going to throw bullets, and if you get out there and say something, chances are...
and so just be careful.
They could retaliate, but there's ways to go around to be...
Everyone, that is the number one question that I'm asked when somebody contacts me. Will I remain anonymous? Yes, you will. If you report things to us anonymous, I can get in touch with someone if you want something done. I don't have a problem with someone contacting us and we being the go-between if we need to be, so to speak.
And I promise you, our dispatch, our 911 dispatch, is a professional organization with professional people that work diligently to keep everybody safe. And if you call dispatch, you will remain anonymous.
Yes.
Are you recorded? Yes, because we are required by law to record everything. But if you want to be anonymous, your name will not be pushed out there. You will be kept
and that's good
as
to
a
know.
Secret. Yeah. So call and feel comfortable that you're giving information out, and your name's not going to be given out.
Now, I cannot guarantee if you were to call and say, I don't know whose car is parked next door, but you need to call their husband. I don't know about all that.
Yeah, we're not sure about that now.
We'll be right back. We've got more. We're not done yet. More on the way.
Sip and Savor is back in downtown Meridian. Chef Jimmy Kennedy will headline this year's festival, bringing an outdoorsman spin on elevated Southern cuisine. Taking the main stage is country music artist Levi Hammond. Sample over 50 chefs and distilleries visiting from all over the South to showcase their award-winning dishes. Experience the culinary tradition of the South like you never have before.
And welcome back with Scotty Ray and Odie. More to come as we'll track down the next thing that we moved to 8th Street last night. I'm also hearing, I can't confirm this part, but I know 100% sure that a car was struck by gunfire. This would be on 8th Street, just down from AutoZone in that area there. A white Grand Am was struck. A young lady called and had reported that her car had been struck as somebody went by. And this was sort of the beginning of where all of this led. Well, not necessarily. And let me take that back. This was the second event that would happen yesterday. As we're going along, there was an accident with a police officer yesterday in Meridian, and what was going on? Let's just take a look at this as we pull this up. Accident here on 20th Street and 24th Avenue. Why? They were responding to a call of a shooting. And as we go here, this is the scene. As we see some video here, is the road blocked. Wow. Right here is a car that was struck, and as we take a look at pictures here, here's the scene of the injured police car. And here's a little bit better one there, the whole right side of it kind of ailing there. So it's going to have to go to the help me yard.
Yeah, it's going to have just a little bit of body work on there.
Right, it sure is. But
somebody asked, can I fire back? I'm not an attorney, and I didn't sleep at the Holiday Inn Express last night. But
protect yourself.
Protect yourself. No, you can't just start shooting back.
It's against the law in the city limits of Meridian to fire a gun.
Fire a weapon. Now, if they were directly posing danger to you, protect yourself. But if that danger is running away from you,
back on.
You have to let them leave. But again, we were talking yesterday. If it come to a point where your life's in danger, I'd much rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6.
You know, and Billy Solly has said that before. That is true. As we started this, as we talked about that accident that happened, here's what began yesterday. Magnolia Courts, as we pull this up, gunfire erupted. A car was hit, and also an apartment yesterday.
Wow.
And this was the beginning of what led through an afternoon full of shooting in our neighborhood. Now, again, let's pull this up where we can get a little bit bigger view of this. This is Poplar Springs Drive. This would be due east of there, not far from Parkview Elementary is where this happened, in an apartment complex there. And again, somebody drove up and started shooting. No one was hurt miraculously. I don't know how that happens to where a car can be struck, a home can be hit, and then miraculously no one injured. Thank God.
Yeah. That's the hands of our good Lord and Savior down there on it.
It is.
Oh, man, I tell you, it's tough.
Now, let's move into one of the biggest stories that happened yesterday. I started getting calls of, I see a bunch of police on 14th Street driving around. And it was. Billy Solly was among those driving around. There was Highway Patrol. There was Meridian Police Department. But it would be the Mississippi Highway Patrol that would pull up first. And notice there's somebody in Anderson's parking garage that we're looking for. A BOLO was issued from Choctaw County, Alabama, to be on the lookout for a particular vehicle. They were told it was in the neighborhood. They drove around until they found it there in the parking garage, and the person was taken into custody without incident. There was no problems there. Now,
well, that's good.
Extremely good, because that's a high traffic area with people parking. And I've read because it does kind of spook you out that something could happen in a parking garage. Now, there was a reason that they were looking for this car, which leads to our second story that happened. A little bit later on, we would talk to the Lauderdale County Sheriff's Department. Clayton Cobbler would confirm that a body was found yesterday afternoon in Lauderdale County. As we dig deeper into this story, Choctaw called MHP, the Lauderdale County Sheriff's Department, Meridian Police Department, said, be on the lookout for this car. We have a missing person. And as they began to look for that, they found that. As the investigation went on, a body would be discovered. Now, at this point, as of last night, no charges have been filed. That could be changed today. There's a lot of investigations going on. The Lauderdale County Sheriff's Department was working the scene in the area of Branning Price Road in Lauderdale County.
So those two are connected.
Yes.
Okay.
The vehicle that was stopped there, and there was a lot of rumors floating around that there was a body found at Anderson's Hospital. There was not. Let's go ahead and put that rumor down. That did not happen. A car was taken and hauled away, as probably, I would guess, as being some form of evidence. I don't know that for sure. And these two scenes were connected. Now, no names have been released. No charges have been filed yet. Again, you're innocent until proven guilty, but this all ties into a possible, and I say possible, murder suspect because no charges have been filed yet. But we do have a body, and it is being worked as a crime scene, and we will update you and hope to have this by lunchtime today, that we'll have more to add to this story.
So this was something that happened in Alabama and ended
in Mississippi. That is the best way to describe it right there. And there's been a lot of talk about this. And there's some families that we all need to keep in our thoughts and prayers.
Definitely.
And that's as much as I can say until we officially get a little bit more wording of this. But no one was, again, endangered. They arrested this man without incident. He was surrounded by the Mississippi Highway Patrol. The Lauderdale County Sheriff's Department arrived on the scene. Then Meridian Police Department arrived as backup as also. It was a very well-contained area. And as Jay Belcher called me and goes, I ain't never seen nothing like this. He said, folks were everywhere.
And I don't know what happened at the parking garage, but I will have to say that if something like this, if he's connected with this body that they found, and you're going to be in a little bit of trouble, if that was not handled with professionalism,
correct,
to get him out of that vehicle, it could have turned out bad. So kudos to the officers who responded to that, whether it's the Highway Patrol, the county, the city, whoever. That was some professionalism that took place that kept that scene safe.
Yes.
That it did wind up just a regular arrest. I hate that we're having to deal with this with a death and someone's hands doing that. But
and let me say this and I just want to stress this was in no way Anderson's Hospital's fault that this gentleman decided to pull up into their parking garage. They had nothing to do with it, but it was handled quickly with their security, along with Mississippi Highway Patrol, the Sheriff's Department, and handled just like that. So kudos to everybody that handled this, and no one was hurt.
I work close with the city, close with the Sheriff's Department, out there on the highways with the Highway Patrol, and I tell you, they are some great guys. We're lucky to have the officers that we do, knowing we need more. But,
that's right.
We've got some good ones in our area all the way around. So feel comfortable in seeing how they handled that situation yesterday at the hospital. Ought to give you a little bit better of a feeling that we're doing some professional work.
That's right. Y'all stay close with us. We'll be right back. We're going to go back in time and look at a few things that happened on this date. Always fun. That's coming up next with us here with Scotty Ray and Debbie. As Odie is one of our special guests this morning. Freeman Tractor on Highway 494 invites you by to take a look at a brand new product they've got. Odes, ATVs, and UTVs. These side-by-sides range from 800 to 1,000 cc's, and they come with heat or air. Whether you're doing work around the farm or hunting, they've got the unit just for you to keep warm or cool, depending upon that Mississippi and Alabama day. Swing by for a test drive today at Freeman Tractor. See coleslaw, buttermilk, and don't forget you can meet their newest employee, Eggplant. That's Freeman Tractor, Highway 494.
Your next Maytag or Whirlpool appliance is waiting on you at All Temp Appliance and Refrigeration on Highway 19 North. If you've been trying to locate a freezer, stop by and see their big selection of upright and chest freezers, a showroom full of stoves, gas, and electric. Maybe it's a new refrigerator from large double doors to the simplest of refrigerators. Name brand washers and dryers like Speed Queen and Amana. And delivery is available with a great service department to back up what they sell. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 4, and by appointment after hours and weekends.
At the Back Porch, we're bringing families back together for fun, food, and all the things you love to enjoy around your home. Every event starts with a great grill, great cookware, and accessories. Add in some locally sourced meat and dairy, along with frozen vegetables and casseroles, and over 500 brands of spices and sauces. Relax in our chairs, swings, daybeds, and have fun with our cornhole boards. From coolers to trailers, we have everything you need. When you see the big chair, you've made it to the Back Porch.
Have you been hurt on the job? Call Will Parker. Get the help you deserve. Call Will Parker. Know your rights when it comes to the workplace injuries. Call Will Parker. Call or go online at parkerfirm.net. Call your Meridian lawyer, Will Parker.
We need to go to the halls of Meridian Community College and wish a big old happy birthday to a teacher there this morning. Miss Sandy Hemingway Clark. Miss Clark is having a birthday today. She and I graduated together, I think, or we were close, something like that.
Well, happy birthday. We won't say a age.
Man, she used to send me, when we were in third grade, she used to always send me, will you be my Valentine? Just pressure, you know. It scared me as a young man.
It gave you the shakes.
It did. Sandy, happy birthday. I hope it's a good one for you. Are you still nervous about being on TV and all? Is it you working through it?
No, I still have a face for radio, but it's I guess I had anxiety, and then when I went back to MCC after I got out of the Navy, one of the classes that I had to take was speech.
Oh, I remember those classes.
Yeah, you had to take them. And Mr. Smith was my professor, and so I said, okay, well, here we go. So the first one I did, I was a nervous wreck, and I'm sitting here going, these are just people that I sit in class with. And so the second one, I was like, okay, I'm even better, and then it kind of...
They didn't try to tell you to imagine everybody naked in there to calm you down. That kind of thing.
It was the tricks
that could be scary. Don't think that.
It does give you a sense of, oh crap. But it was the look on top of everybody's head. Don't look in their eyes. Look at their head. And then I tell you, the one thing that really helped out was COVID. When COVID started coming out, I had a TV camera in my face at least every other day,
so
doing
it loosened
interviews.
You up.
So it was just okay. I got relaxed with it, so now it doesn't bother me now.
He just all into it, y'all. We can talk about his sister and any family members that might have given him troubles over the last few years.
Yeah, my sister was the worst one. We still can talk about her. She'll still
Speaking
be
of, I
watching.
want to wish my sister a happy birthday today. Lisa, she's having a big birthday today. I hope she has a good one. Let's roll back some time and go back to 1732. Well, what happened on this date? Well, it's because of this month that we've had that day off yesterday.
That's right.
President's Day. George Washington was born 1732. One of the greatest leaders our nation ever knew.
Yeah, and if we could get back to the way we were supposed to be, I think we'd be a whole lot better off.
The scene that always pops in my mind was after watching a movie, are we banned from all the Woolworths or just this one?
Yeah.
As we pull this up, in 1879, the very first Woolworth opened on this date. The last one closed in 1997, and this is the streets of Meridian back when Woolworth, well, that's a tough word after I said it that way.
Woolworth, yeah. I like Woolworth. I enjoyed it. That was our kind of dime store.
It was. It started out as nothing over 5 cents when it began in 1879. Well, as we know, the economy would change and eventually force those that were fighting up against places like Walmart to where they just couldn't fight the battle anymore, and finally closing. At one point, they had over 1,000 stores, Odie.
You know, that's crazy.
Now, you're pretty good at this. What year does that look like in downtown Meridian?
Ooh, you know, with those cars, you have to say it's around the 60s.
That's a 60
early
model.
60s, maybe.
That looks like a 58 model right there.
Yeah, late 50s. So I'd say that's got to be in the early 60s. I remember those meters. Mama, can I go put the nickel in there?
Oh, yeah, and the twist thing.
Yeah. I mean, that was fun times. I loved Woolworth. We went from the nickel store to the dime store. Now we had $1.25.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah, we'll be at $2.
Go down to the used to be $1 store. I haven't heard this name in forever, and I'd almost forgotten it as I was looking at what happened today. Who remembers the name Dr. J?
Man, I'm the same with you. I hadn't
even thought about him lately.
Not at all.
He was born in 1951, probably one of the best basketball players, along with Larry Bird, that ever existed.
Yes.
The Sixers. Is that team even around anymore?
Yeah, I think so. Now, that's one sport that I don't watch.
Me
that
either.
Or tennis. Doink, 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 doink.
Love. And I don't know what love means, but
I know what 4 means. That means watch out, somebody hit a golf ball.
you just get hit.
Yeah, I don't watch it either.
It's kind of boring. The only time that golf has ever been fun is, let's just admit it, when Happy Gilmore. That is probably the greatest golf game I've ever watched.
Happy Gilmore was good, and along with Caddyshack.
And then Tin Cup.
Yes.
Tin Cup was pretty good.
With what's his name from Yellowstone?
Yeah. John Dutton.
Yeah, John Dutton. What's his
him.
real name?
I'm blank.
That's
Kevin
bad.
Costner.
Kevin Costner, yep.
1962, we would grow to like this fella, and he would tragically lose his life, but he was born on this date back in 62. Anybody remember the crocodile hunter?
Well, look at that.
there
What's a crocodile right there?
He was good at what he did. He just got too close to the fish. His family has continued that. Brandy is now running the zoo. And
his son has really took over the handling the animals, the sisters involved, that's Brandy, I think.
Right.
She was on Dancing with the Stars.
Was she now?
Yeah, that's when I watched Dancing with the Stars.
Was she pretty?
Yes, she was.
I didn't know that. I haven't seen her in umpteen dozen years.
Yeah, and that, the wife, she kind of still runs the zoo.
Yeah, I hear she's kind of tough.
Gotta be.
Not somebody I'd want to go out with.
No, they probably whoop up on you.
Yeah, she seems like she's kind of in charge, so to speak.
Anybody walk up to an alligator and say, I said settle down. It's not somebody
you want to date.
out with.
Yeah. We want to remind you that. 1968 was a big date because he'd wanted this a long time. He had tried. She'd said no several other times. He even had to leave his wife to do this. What are we talking about? Johnny Cash finally proposed to June. And again, this was the love that would last forever. He got married a couple times there before. He didn't need to. It worked out with him in June.
Sometimes it takes more than one.
Yeah, sometimes it takes 6, 7.
Yeah.
Just ask Liz Taylor. Well, I guess you can't anymore.
Not anymore.
You could have.
That's why it ended up good.
Yeah, Odie was telling me, and anybody remembers the history of Meridian, of the other place. Oh. There's always a time and a place. And your friend Greg Chatham, who we were talking, loves country music. But there was just a certain time and certain place to sing that special song. You had to take up for him during a fight down at the other place when y'all were teenagers.
Yeah.
Greg broke into Help Me Make It Through the Night. And it just doesn't go over a guy breaking loose with Take the Ribbon from My Hair, Shake It Loose.
But
it didn't go well.
That music.
But you backed him up.
Yeah, I had to.
And the interesting thing about that song, as I poke fun at that, is Chris Christopherson wrote that through the view of a woman. Whammy Lord, the guy that wrote that,
song.
He wrote that.
Okay.
And I don't know how he got it in his head about a man and doing a ribbon out of his hair. And yeah, we don't want to even go there.
No.
But it was a big hit for him. We'll leave it at that, Chris.
Yeah. Hey, you made money off of it.
Yeah. I don't even know this young girl, but I know the name is big, but I have absolutely no clue, Odie, what she's ever done. So we'll throw it up there, and I know there's people that do know.
Yeah, now she's had a few movies.
Is she a movie star?
She is. And she's got a TV show now, a talk show or something that she does, but she played something First Dates, 100 First Dates, or 30 First Dates.
Interesting.
She's had a lot of good movies.
You ever heard the words "a long time forgotten" and dreams that just fell by the way? The good life that he promised her ain't what she's living today. And that's where I would go, Odie, and you take over the next line. As the number one song, 1976 was...
She's a good-hearted woman.
There you go. Waylon and Willie topped the charts on this day. That is really... If you've never heard that song, y'all look it up today. You'll love it.
It's got that rhythm. And I tell you, Willie and his voice,
But she never complains. It's whiny. We're not going to lie to you.
I've made the money, so you can just laugh about it.
That's the way it works out. 1977, as we jump to another genre of music, which is a big word for me. Very hard for me to pronounce right, and I said it quick, and hopefully I didn't say it wrong.
I can't spell it.
If you can't spell it, it don't exist.
That's right.
1977, the number one, the album that was released was Welcome to the Hotel California. The Eagles, probably the second biggest thing that ever happened during that era. Of course, being Leonard Skinner first, the Eagles were just dominating the 1970s.
Yes, they were. Very hot band.
Yeah.
And that was some great music.
1990, he would be with a group, and they called it the Class of 1989. I remember the first time I sat down at the radio station, and at night, I got to go through the new music. It hadn't really made it yet, but I got in a song from Alan Jackson that was called Blue-Blooded Woman. Got in a song from a guy named Garth Brooks. There was Clint Black, and then this guy showed up. And his first song was, I'm a member of a country club. The CD came out on this date back in 1990. Actually, it was an album, I think. CDs were just starting to break through in 1990. Travis Tritt, out of Georgia, showed to the music scene.
I love you too, baby.
And the cameras will fool you. He's about yay tall. Yay tall.
Yay tall. But he can sing.
He can. 1997, you would see this on the cover of TV Guide. And I ain't so sure that he can still do this.
No.
If I did it, y'all would have to come pick me up, and I couldn't walk for a couple days. But Chuck Norris on the cover of TV Guide.
Yeah.
Boy, that looks like that would hurt.
No. I'd kick and land backwards.
I'd almost forgotten about this, but it was 1997 when Britain done this. Anybody remember Dolly the sheep?
1997.
She was cloned, the very first one of this kind. And it does make you feel as though we're trying to play God. I've never changed my thoughts on that.
It does, and I'm sitting here stuck. I'm the same way. Did we go too far?
Do you cross the line?
I don't. That's a whole nother TV show.
I don't know if you can hold this tune or not, but can you break loose with Young Love?
No.
Okay. Well, we lost one of the greats. Sonny James passed away on this date back in 2016, and that was a huge, huge song all across America, Young Love. And of course, he had others, but that would be the biggest song of his career that went on. That's a little brief walk back in history. We've got more coming up with Scotty Ray and Debbie as Odie tries to fill in and fix his hair.
That's right, because I can't carry a tune in a bucket.
Me either. I don't even like singing in my own truck to myself. It's so bad.
That's right.
More on the way.
Need an expert to repair a rock peck or cracked windshield? Call Advanced Auto Glass by Joey for quality workmanship and customer service. Convenient same-day service, as well as in-house calibration for vehicle safety systems. Reliable mobile service is available in Clark, Kemper, Neshoba, Lauderdale, and Newton counties for all cars, trucks, and heavy equipment. Book your appointment today for custom tinting. It can reduce temps, fading, glare, and more. Improve the safety and enhance the appearance of your vehicle today with services from Advanced Auto Glass by Joey.
Spring is right around the corner, and Wilson Saw on Highway 19 North invites you by to get your equipment ready. For the do-it-yourselfer, they have all the filters and oil you'll need. Does your X-Mark need a tune-up or maybe a new set of blades? Let the professional sharpen your steel chainsaw or replace the plug. And they can get your steel weed eater running like tip-top for the spring. Whatever your need is, Wilson Saw and Outdoor Power will have you ready for spring. 71 Highway 19 North, 601-693-4100.
If you're building or remodeling your home and finally getting around to that to-do list, before you spend your hard-earned money anywhere else, do yourself and your pocketbook a favor and check out the huge selection available at Southern Pipe and Supply. They have a large showroom on Highway 39 North in Meridian. You can check out the large selection of tubs, showers, sinks, and faucets. Southern Pipe for all of your heating and air conditioning system upgrades, along with standby generators in preparation for storm season. And we're local, Southern Pipe and Supply.
Okay, well, we got to back up here. I almost forgot when Mary pointed out on the banks of the river stood running bear. On the other side was, what's her name, Love? What was her name in the song? Running bear, love a little white dove. That was her name, White Dove. They jumped in the river.
I don't remember.
You're not with me. That was huge.
Greg could probably answer that one.
Oh, man, I'm worried about this. And Drew Barrymore was in E.T. I did not know that. Thanks for pointing that out.
Yeah,
Amanda, thank you.
Yeah.
Let's take a minute and talk about our good friends that are over at, well, Snowden Company. They're there for you when it comes to buy a house, sell your home, whichever one of these may be that's going on in your life right now. Maybe your great-great-uncle left you a home and you think, well, I don't need that one. Well, they can also sell that for you. SnowdenRealEstate.com. Look it up there. You'll look through all the many different houses. You can browse, pick out the one you want, or just call them and say, this is what I want. Once it's located, they'll call you and y'all all go look at it together. They'll handle all that paperwork, and it's a bunch that deals with when you borrow money from a bank, but they'll do that and do it with ease. From West Lauderdale all the way over to the Jackson, Mississippi area, they'll be there for you. Designated seller, and boy, she's beautiful, and she's got a great staff there. I don't know about her husband there. He ain't so cute.
He doesn't fit in.
He doesn't. I'm thinking he's the only man in the office.
Yeah, I tell you. I mean, I'm sorry. I feel bad for you.
Devin, hang in there. 601-453-3937 is the number to call. Get in touch with them. They'll help you out with any homes that you have. Now, as and there comes this point, and I mentioned this earlier this morning, and this is, folks, there's no other way for me to say that it breaks my heart. I nearly broke down in tears as I was typing this up last night, as I confirmed this with the Winston County Sheriff's Department. Jason Pugh. Now, this happened in the city limits of Louisville, so it was not his jurisdiction. The city handled it, but we do know that it did happen as we pull this up. And this is sad. Oh, my heavens. A little girl was struck by a car yesterday in Winston County and lost her life. Now, there's been lots of talk. I have not gotten the exact wordage from officials of how it happened, but my understanding from those that have talked to me, she was around the mailbox getting the mail, and this incident happened. And at this point, that's really all I know to say that I'm 100% sure of without an official police report telling us. But be with this family. I've seen pictures of her with her dad just taken a day or so ago. Loved his kids and
be with everybody involved. Just lift this up to the Lord.
In the Winston County area, there's always somebody that knows someone. I've gotten several calls of this. There's 2 young ladies that have lost their lives due to cancer in that area, 49 and I think 47 years old, that lost their lives to cancer. And this community is being, as we see 3 incidents there that has happened, and we think of y'all. Very tough time you're going through.
Definitely in our prayers.
And I wish that was a better way to word that, but that happens, and we're so sorry for that. I'm not sure if this is still going on today, but I always like to remind you of construction as you're coming out of North Hills, headed toward downtown Meridian on Poplar Springs Drive. They were working there yesterday. A little hold up on traffic there on the left side of the road if you're going toward downtown. Keep that in mind if you're planning through there at that red light. I think Dr. Wood's office is right there and a few other dentists.
Yeah. So that's, you know, the gas company there for a while, they called and said, hey, we want to have a little meeting, tell you what we've got going on. And so we've got a company that we've hired, and it's a car that's got some laser readers on it. And they sent that all throughout the city, and everywhere they had gas lines, and then the next morning they would take a reading, and it would tell them where gas leaks were.
Oh.
And it was minute gas leaks, and it would be the only way to find them. So that's why you see a lot of the Miller out there. They're repairing all this.
Okay.
And it's not bad enough that it's causing a danger, but it's bad enough that you don't want to lose the product, and you don't want to cause a danger.
It's kind of like a water leak that you have your faucet that's dripping if it over a period of time, or your commode leaks. Think about what your water bill is.
Exactly. And so that's what that is. It's going around and taking care of the infrastructure. Yep.
All right. Another thing happened yesterday. The southeast area. The only thing missing was the marshmallows.
I don't know if I'd have cooked. It's kind of like cooking a steak over a pine log, wouldn't it?
That's right. We had a garbage truck catch on fire. This is the second one that has happened in the last year and a half. It doesn't happen a whole lot, but occasionally garbage truck catches on fire. It happened in the cab, I think similar to the last one that we had. Things happened. It was quickly put out by the volunteer fire department. Thank y'all so much.
Yeah, that was Southeast, Wynot, Vinville. They were quick to respond, and were able to get that out pretty quick.
Johnny on the spot. I heard you were hanging out at this area here as we take a look at what went on in downtown Meridian yesterday at the Temple Theater.
Yeah, that was some good pancakes.
Yes, it was.
Man.
I had a chance to sit with the Queen of Meridian as I was there. She wouldn't give me any of her pancakes, but Carolyn Smith was on duty there eating pancakes yesterday at lunch. And I sat down at her table and had a great time. I want to say thank you to Carolyn for inviting me by. I told her to hug me so I could tell everybody.
That's right. Miss Carolyn was super nice. Anytime the state games were here.
Yes. She's still doing that. I asked her.
Well, it's hard for as much work as she put in. I'm sure that it's hard for just to get out of it.
It is.
So if the sirens are not working for emergencies in Bonita, where do I report that to? I will write that down and we'll check on that. So the Bonita Lakes area, I will make a note and we'll get that checked out on.
All right, that's a good one. We'll be right back. Everybody put a smile on. Don't rush off. We got more to talk about.
That's right.
We'll be right back.
It's finally here, the springtime Sweet Pea Swap, located at the old Jeffries building at Bonita Lakes. Drop-offs February 23rd through February the 25th. Thursday, March 2nd, 5 to 9 p.m. is paid ticket holders pre-sale. Tickets are only $10 each. The public sale begins Friday, March the 3rd, 10 a.m. until 7 p.m. Saturday, March 4th, 10 to 7. Sunday, 25% off, 1 to 6 p.m. And Monday, March the 6th, 50% off, 10 until 7 p.m. It's the spring Sweet Pea Swap at the old Jeffries building by Bonita Lakes Mall.
Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs, your local pharmacy and gift shop, thanks you for your continued support. Whether you shop with us in-store, through our app, over the phone, or in our drive-thru, our team will provide the best personalized customer service experience you expect from your local pharmacy. When you call or message us, you are promptly greeted by the Mr. Discount team that's ready to help. When you choose our pharmacy, you're choosing a locally owned pharmacy that cares about you and your community. Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs makes a difference.
H&H Residential of Meridian is your #1 carpet and flooring store. If you've been thinking of a new look for your home or office, call for a free estimate or consultation. H&H can install or you can do it yourself. H&H has all of your design needs from color, style, and texture. If you can dream it, H&H can make it a reality. Come see the large selection of hardwood flooring, laminate, vinyl, and even carpet. H&H Residential of Meridian, open Monday through Friday, 9 to 4, 321 Hawkins Crossing Road. Call Rosemary anytime, 601-462-9541.
I'm Chris Bullock, and I'm a candidate for Lauderdale County District 1 Supervisor. One of the reasons I'm running is I absolutely love this community and care about our people. I have the experience and leadership skills necessary to provide a professional service to every resident. I have a record of serving this community since I was 15 years old. It's time for fresh ideas under a new generation of leadership. I ask for your prayers and I ask for your support.
Paid Political by friends of Chris Bullitt.
Most of our advertisers that we have, I've known for 30 plus years myself. Chet's Paint and Body is one of those. A name known throughout the community of standing by what he does. A handshake, that's all it takes, and they're going to do the job right. No guesswork here. It's going to color match. That is one of the great things there. And, well, things happen. Even bullet holes can be fixed out there. Now, we don't have a lot that happens out that way, but occasionally some cars brought in from Meridian have those. They fix them right up. Whether you've been T-boned, side backed into, or maybe you run into something, whatever the case is, they don't care who did it. They'll put it back to the way it should be. From a classic car to a little bitty scratch, they can do it all. Visit Chet. You'll be glad you did. This is their office when you pull up. Go inside there, and then from there, they'll handle everything for you.
Man, awesome people.
It is. You've known old Chet a long time, too, haven't you?
Yeah, known him for a lot. And I'm sorry he has to put up with my sister every now and then. But
she go down and just hang around?
Yeah, I think he'd kick her out real quick. I can't believe she's a teacher at West Lauderdale.
Wow.
Yeah. Poor kid.
Bless his heart. As we turn to things that are happening, well, maybe right outside of our community, we go to Mobile, Alabama. We had our big parade on Saturday in downtown Meridian. Yesterday, Mobile, Alabama threw up theirs as they had Mardi Gras in downtown Mobile, Alabama. A little bit bigger.
And they've got the big.
And explain
floats.
The moon pie thing. I don't understand the dropping of the moon pie. What is that?
I don't know the history of that. We'll have to get Amy to explain all that. But they throw moon pies and beads and oatmeal cream pies. They threw a box of oatmeal cream pies. She brought a whole box.
I got a moon pie from the Meridian one. So is there a tie-in with Mardi Gras?
It's got to be something with Mardi Gras and what it is.
I just don't understand it.
A couple of weeks. Well, at the first of it was 2 weeks ago. No. Yeah, 2 weeks ago. We went to Foley for her company's big party with Mardi Gras. And they had a parade. And she bent down to pick something up that they
ripped her britches.
No, they threw a Roman noodle from one of the floats, and it hit her in the back of the head, and all you could hear was, golly.
That's cute.
I said, somebody, this is dangerous kind of
Get
stuff
whopped
here.
upside the head.
Yeah, I said, come on, hit me with a moon pie. It was softer than Roman noodles.
One day I'm going to, I truly don't understand that holiday. Maybe one day I'll read up on it and get caught up on it and understand. I think I'll be in the parade next year because that was a lot of fun downtown. Tons of folks there for it.
Yeah, and it's good to see that they're doing that here. And from what I understand with Mardi Gras, that's that last day that you can just go out and have a hoopla and do what you want to, and then the next day you say, Lord, forgive me of my...
Apparently so. We'll be back in the morning. We'll be watching everything between now and the rest of the day. Stay with us as we always track it for you here at the Scotty Ray Report. Thanks, Odie.
Man, enjoyed it.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners: